Hello, this is Kate from Daily Tarot Girl, and welcome to your weekly tarot card reading. For this tarot reading, I'm using one of my favorite tarot decks, which is the Everyday Witch Tarot. And I'm starting by drawing 3 cards. Each card is going to represent a portion of the upcoming week. And I'm joined by my foster kitty, Rhea. Hey, Rhea. I'm doing this reading down in my foster room because I wanted to tell you all about Rhea. So the sun's kind of overexposing this, but this is Rhea, and I know I've introduced you to her before. I've had her for many months now, and I've made a lot of progress with her just in the last little while. She now will sit in my lap, which might not sound like a lot, but it's huge. So she's coming along quite nicely. Okay, so let's begin with the first card. So this first card is for the beginning of the week, so Monday and Tuesday of the upcoming week. And I should mention that, as always, I set the intention before each reading to get some just kind of like ideas and inspiration for the week ahead, not necessarily predictions on like what the week is going to be like, but like how to best tap into the energies of the week ahead and how to make the most of it. And we have Strength, which is number 8 in the Major Arcana for the beginning of the week. So for kind of like Monday and Tuesday. And Strength is encouraging you to take a gentle approach to things this week. Rhea's not normally this vocal. She's not normally a really chatty cat, so I don't know. Maybe she knows the camera's rolling and she wants to chime in on this reading. But yeah, so Strength is all about taking a gentle approach to things. This is actually where your power lies. So you can be the strongest and most, not forceful, but you can have the most effect and the most impact this week if you actually take a really gentle, almost an unassuming kind of softer approach to things. So what this might look like is if you're normally, Rhea, are you okay? She normally never talks this much. If you're normally the kind of person who is really hard on yourself or really rigid, and you know, maybe you have a to-do list and a schedule and you stick to that and you really push yourself, this week you might want to experiment with being a little more laid back and a little more flexible in your approach to things. And as I look at this card, I'm also struck by the fact that the woman on this card has her magic wand and she's like summoning this tornado in the background. Or maybe she's not summoning it, maybe she's trying to calm it down. But it's interesting because she's not looking at it. Her back is to it, but you get the sense that she's aware that it's there, but she's kind of looking to the side. And that's kind of interesting. It's like she's not facing this tornado head on, but she's aware that it's there. And I'm just trying to think, what does that mean exactly? This may not be the week to face things head on. You may have more of a better result if you focus on the periphery. And I'll leave that as it is. I'm going to try to think of like another way of saying that, because I think sometimes there's times to like really focus on a problem. If there's an issue, it's like time to face it and really hone in on that thing and figure out a solution. But sometimes you have to kind of take care of everything else. And with this card, I'm getting the sense that what's really important this week is taking care of yourself and your loved ones and being gentle, taking kind of a gentle approach. So the question that I'll leave you with this card is, how can you be more gentle and forgiving and flexible with yourself this week? Okay, let's look at the next card. So this is for the middle of the week, and we have the 10 of Wands here. Okay, so 10 of Wands for kind of Wednesday, Thursday-ish. And the 10 of Wands it shows someone who's kind of working hard. They're struggling. They're trudging up this really steep hill, carrying all these broomsticks. And you can just see with their body language and their facial expression that this is kind of a hard slog. Like this is really grueling work. It's really tough. What I'm getting from this card here is you may find yourself sort of maybe not necessarily overwhelmed, but you may find yourself with a lot of tasks and responsibilities and just lots to do this week. And you might start to feel a little bit overwhelmed. And remember, with strength, I said, be gentle with yourself. So as you move into this week and you come up against all the things that need to be done, all the people that are wanting your time and your attention, all the tasks that need to be completed, what would be a way for you to deal with those things and be kind to yourself? So does it mean asking for help? Does it mean, getting good at prioritizing and putting certain things off that don't need to be done right away? Does it mean saying no more often? Oftentimes when the 10 of Wands comes up in a reading, it's encouraging you to say no and not take on any more. Like you're at your limit. You've already taken on a lot. You got to deal with what's in front of you without saying yes to everyone around you and taking on more stuff. So what I get with the 10 of Wands is there may be a tendency this week to want to make everyone happy. And you may even find yourself kind of being hard on yourself, like wanting to be more productive than what's realistic. So just keeping that in mind, being aware of that and being gentle with yourself as you move through this week, because things might get really busy this week. Let's look at the end of the week here. Okay, here we have the King of Swords. And the King of Swords, I always say he's like the least fun court card out of all the court cards. He's not a real barrel of laughs. He can be kind of overly intellectual and very serious and just kind of rigid and uptight sometimes, but he brings a lot of really wonderful gifts as well. So when the King of Swords shows up in a reading, and here he's appearing for the weekend, for the end of the week, he's saying organization is your best friend this week. So if you get to the end of the week and you're like, oh man, that was an overwhelming week, it's an indication that you need to get better at organizing things and prioritizing, figuring out, okay, what's important, what needs to be done, what can be shelved for the time being, what can I just forget about for now, what's low priority, what's high priority, and having some kind of system in place that helps you organize things and helps you keep things running. So it could be getting better at scheduling certain things, planning things in advance. But remember, coming back to that strength card, is you want to make plans and make time for taking care of yourself as well. There can be a tendency, as I'm looking at the 10 of Wands and the King of Swords, I feel like there might be a tendency this week to really be hard on yourself and try to be way more productive or way more organized than is humanly possible. And that has a tendency of making you burn out and backfire. So make sure that you schedule in some me time this week, and even planning ahead for the next week, making sure that you schedule in a little bit of downtime. Even if you're super, super busy and it's really hard to do, having just little chunks of downtime here and there can really work wonders for keeping you energized and preventing you from burning out. Okay, so I'm just going to look at King of Swords again to see if there's anything else that's coming up. King of Swords is also about knowing when it's time to consult an expert or consult someone who has more experience or more knowledge in a particular area than you do. And that can really help you if you're feeling stressed out, overwhelmed. It might be time to consult an expert or ask for help from someone. Maybe even asking for help or advice from someone who's been down this road before, who has experience in whatever it is that you're struggling with this week or trying to figure out. Okay, so let's look at all three of these cards together. And as always, I invite you to have a look and share your own insights and interpretations in the comment section if you feel called to. It's always interesting to get different people's takes on the cards. So as I look at all three cards, the theme that I get with all three cards is, it's interesting because these are all very different cards. We've got a Major Arcana card, we have a card from the Suit of Wands, we have a Court card from the Suit of Swords. So they all have very different, they're all from different suits, they're all different cards, but they all have a theme. And that theme is strength. So we see strength in a very obvious way with the Strength card. And then Ten of Wands is also about having stamina, being strong, working hard, being capable. Ten of Wands says you are capable this week. You can achieve a lot. You can get a lot done this week. But there's more to life than that. Like, you also have to take care of yourself. It's not just about getting things done and being productive all the time. And then with the King of Swords, he's also very strong-minded, very strong intellectually. He's very organized. He's very capable. So all the figures in these cards are highly capable. And I feel like the message overall is you are capable this week of whatever you set your mind to. And the secret to being super capable and productive and really tapping into that success is organization, strategy, planning ahead, knowing when to say no, not trying to do too much. Less is more. And being gentle with yourself. So keeping those three things in mind. Be gentle with yourself. Don't forget self-care. Know when to say no. And plan ahead and strategize and get organized. Those are kind of the three messages that I get for this week. And I think that's everything. Yeah, so once again, if you have something you want to add, please feel free. I just want to say thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this reading, I upload them every Friday or Saturday. So please subscribe to my channel, give me a like, leave me a comment if you want to. And if you want to learn more about tarot cards, check out my website, dailytarotgirl.com. I've got tons of really fun tarot learning resources for you to check out. I'll put the link to my site below. Thanks again for watching. Have a beautiful week.